Welcome to Sagittarius season, the 22nd of November to the 21st of December. What is the energy for this season? We'll see what the spirit has to say about this eventually. First of all, Sagittarius is a fire sign like Aries and Leo. And it's ruled by the planet Jupiter, the grand planet of expansion and good fortune and luck. So, qualities of the Sagittarius are that they are very optimistic, they are adventurous, lively, and maybe sometimes philosophists. But the quantities of Sagittarius is that it can be a little stubborn, emotional, unstable, maybe too brutal and honest, and somewhat, as all the other fire sign, they can be perceived as arrogant. But I guess that when you are a fire sign, you have a lot of, because fire is associated with self-confidence because it's ruled by the solar plexus chakra. And you have to be perceived and as confident when you are as fire sign, and that of course again can be perceived the wrong way for others, that you can be a little bit arrogant, but maybe you don't mean it. You can't help it because it's the way that your sign is ruled. So let's see what is the message for the next month. See you again in with the cards. So, as you can see, as always, I've pulled out some oracle cards that can give us an indication of the energy throughout this period of time. Sagittarius season from November 22nd to December 21st. And have in mind that we unfortunately are still in Mercury retrograde, at least the first days of this energy. So, but there is something, I feel that there is something about being optimistic is crucial at this moment of time. Be optimistic and keep yourself emotional balanced. And maybe you should adapt a little bit of the quantities of Sagittarius. It's weird to talk about quantity as something positive, but I feel it's time to be brutal honest with yourself. Be brutal honest with yourself now. So I will do an additional December reading. So this has nothing to do with the energy for December, even though Sagittarius is partially in December, month of December. But yeah. Okay, this card is written in Spanish, but I will try to translate it as best as I can. So let's see. Empowerment. Ooh. It's something about do affirmations. Affirm for yourself and replace your power. So I will look in the guidebook and see what is the message about this card. So it says, empowerment is your new goal. Cultivate the deep conviction that you, as a person, You are a positive change agent to build a more caring, respectful, and environmentally conscious world. So maybe for me, myself, I have maybe, I don't know, there is something that has happened within myself. I have, excuse me, be more focused about environment and about not directly recycling, but taking more care of the things that you already have, and of course being more aware of recycle. It's especially I've talked in the late videos. I talked so many times about recycling and taking more care of our electronic devices, and that means especially cell phones and laptops, touch iPads, you know, touch screens, TVs, things like that, because of course I understand that these companies want us to buy new products all the time, you know. It's not that many years ago I bought a phone, and at least, and now since that time it has upgraded at least 15 new devices within the same series since I bought my last phone 4 or 5 years ago. 15 new phones, and that is a lot. How this is just gain and throw away, buy and buy and throw away system that is not sustainable, because you don't need a new cell phone every 6 months. But of course, big companies like Apple and Samsung are of course grateful and joyful that you buy their devices, because that means more money for the stockholders, the shareholders, and of course it provides somewhat jobs for people. But it's time now to make a better focus on be adventurous. As I said, Sagittarius is a sign that are not afraid of expansion, are not afraid and of trying new things. And often they are very lucky within this. So with the Jupiter energy, it's time to expand your horizon. So let's see further on. Mending bridges, yes. If you want to change the world, you have to be a mender. You have to build new bridges, cross new bridges that maybe you haven't crossed before. And as I said, be adventurous, try out new things, build new things, And I feel that this was at least a message for me to try out a new approach. And the last one, communicating freely. Yes, of course, you have to, like this card said, you have to communicate from an authentic. If you are concerned about the consuming environment that we are living in, and I was sitting before I started recording anything today, as always, I journal and I channel different things, and I was sitting and thinking about how I actually want to celebrate Christmas. I'm not interested in any longer of the consuming, buying new things that doesn't give me any pleasure, that doesn't give me something that I actually don't need, right? It's just to feed your dopamine, feed your greed, feed your ego. How do I actually want to celebrate Christmas? And for me, I don't know about you, but for me, I was sitting and thinking, I want to go back to celebrate Christmas as it's natural for at least for us living in the Northern Hemisphere, before Christianity and before Jesus and all that thing. Because the truth is that in the early days of Christianity, the Pope was sick and tired of we were celebrating winter solstice, and he wanted to implement this celebration of the birth of Jesus into this period of time. So actually, we don't know exactly when Jesus actually was born. In the old texts, it said that they think he was born in January. And that is what the Orthodox Church are celebrating still. So he just pushed the date of birth of Jesus, so it fitted in with the celebration of Yule, as it is called, Yule, or the celebration of winter solstice. And I don't say that anything is right or wrong, but I don't feel that we are not celebrating either the birth of Christ, or we are celebrating the change of season at all. We don't celebrate that it is the end of a year. We're not celebrating that we are looking for brighter and warmer days. We have lost ourselves completely in the consumer world. And if you agree with me, maybe you also want to communicate freely more about this energy. It's time to not think about look at the oro, look at the gold. It's not it is an expression in my country. It's not all that glitters is not gold, right? We have stones that looks like fool's gold, at least in my home country. I remember I collected those rocks because I like them. it made me feel special. And I imagined it was gold, even though it wasn't. But yeah. So it's time to take, as I said right now, and take charge. Mend bridges. Don't follow the stream anymore, you know. Don't follow the flock. So we start with the Nine of Pentacles with rightness. Yes, you are maturing. It's overdue. The time has overdue for you to empower yourself to communicate authentically and break the cycle of traditions that are no longer serving. It's overdue. It's overdue to break the chain of these traditions. So, as always, we'll pull out some more cards. So, for me, I'm not interested in the consuming the consumer world any longer. Just buy something that's, yeah, just to buy something. Maybe make a gift from the heart. I was sitting and thinking about when I was a child. I usually made gifts for my parents, my grandparents, and those were gifts made from the heart, right? And yeah, I remember my mother. I made her a folder so she could preserve her glasses when she wasn't wearing it. Somewhere she could put her glasses when she went to bed, went to sleep, and she kept that. She kept that folder for many years. So yeah, remember that things that are made from the heart is a gift that are more cherished than maybe you should just write a letter to someone that you love and tell them that how much they mean to you. And you can frame it. Buy a frame and put it so they can put it up a place that is important for them, on the wall or beside the bed, or yeah, somewhere. So let's see. Ooh. We have the King of Wands with the Creator. Yeah, the fire within. You're creating now. It's time to mend the bridges. It's time to communicate freely. The Creator, the King of Wands, is of course the natural leader, and he's leading his flock. Maybe this is talking about environmental things, recycling, taking more care of Mother Earth in a good way, not as we are unfortunately already in, when there are companies that are of course making a huge amount of money. It's become a big business, this so-called renewable energy, solar panels, windmills, etc. They are making fortune by, unfortunately, telling people lie. Yeah, they are telling people lies. So be truthful about this recycle environment, and of course lead with authenticity and lead with the heart. And as I said in the intro about the solar plexus, here you can see the solar plexus is shining so bright. We saw the Knight of Cups in the reverse, and maybe there is something about lack of trust that people will follow you. Let's look at the last one. Eight of Swords with guilt. Yeah, you feel guilty. Maybe this is the guilt that you haven't been your authentic self. Maybe it's the guilt that you haven't been concerned about the environment up until now. Maybe it's the guilt that yeah, the guilt that you have been in a consuming state within a materialistic state, instead of being within the heart, being authentic, doing something out of love, not buying something out of shame, out of guilt, you know, buying you out. I suddenly heard buying people's love. Yeah, buying people's love. So yeah, we have the adventure. Look at life as an adventure. And that is what Sagittarius is all about. The adventure, the optimistic. Look at this little kid walking into the rainbow. It's something about adapting, and now again the childlike mind. As I said, with the example of the gift that I made for my mother many years ago, and she cherished that gift. And I also wrote her a letter one time, and she kept that letter for as I think she still has it. So it's important for people when you are being authentic, and when you do it, but not buying their love, but out of guilt. Maybe it's because you haven't had a lot of money throughout the year and you want to make amends at Christmas time, showing that you still love them by buying them expensive gifts that you can't afford. But it's time, as I said, to break the tradition. It's time to be authentic, speak from your true self, take power over your empower and empower yourself. Not out of luck, not out of guilt, or not out of lack of trust. Yeah. Okay, interesting reading. Can continue on and on, but yeah, I have to close up now. Thank you so much for watching this message, and I'll see you again in another reading very soon. Bye for now.